This is section 4.7, proportional relationships. Our objective today is to identify proportional relationships and find constants of proportionality. Let's start with our vocab. The constant of proportionality is the value of the ratio of quantities in a proportional relationship. So basically this is just the unit rate. So let's look at this one. The table shows the distances Keisha traveled during a bike-a-thon. We want to figure out if there is a proportional relationship between time and distance. To do this, we're going to take all of the sets of data and we're going to make ratios. We can either make our ratios as the hours over miles or miles over hours. I'm going to make these as miles over hours so that it's a little easier on myself. So the first one we have 0 over 0. Second one is 13 over 2. 26 over 4. 32.5 over 5. And 45.5 over 7. Now we want to know if these ratios are equal. Right off the bat, you can tell 0 over 0 will not be the same as the other ones. That's okay. You should have 0 over 0 in any proportional relationship anyway. So now let's look at the other ones. When we have them set up like this, we can just divide. 13 divided by 2 is actually 6.5. 26 divided by 4 is also 6.5. 32.5 divided by 5, that's 6.5 as well. 45.5 divided by 7 is 6.5. These are all the same, which means it is indeed proportional. This one shows the distances Dave rode during a bike-a-thon. I want you to try to figure out if this is a proportional relationship. So we should set up our ratios first. We can set them up as 3 over 18.6 or 18.6 over 3. I personally would set them up as 18.6 over 3. Remember, 0 over 0 we get to ignore because it's always going to be 0 over 0. So I have 18.6 over 3, 35.2 over 6, 49.6 over 8, and 56.8 over 9. So now let's do the math to figure out what these simplify to. 18.6 over 3 is 6.2. 35.2 over 6 is 5.86 repeating. Those are not equal. Right off the bat there, I know the answer is not proportional. Just for fun, let's see what the others equal. 49.6 over 8 is 6.2, and 56.8 over 9 is 6.31 repeating. So I've got a 6.2 and a 6.2, but for it to be proportional, they all have to be the same. This is not proportional. All right. Important note, the graph of a proportional relationship is a straight line through the origin, 0, 0. So those are the two conditions for a graph to be proportional. It has to be a straight line and it has to go through 0, 0. The point 1, r on the graph of any proportional relationship is the unit rate. So if there's 1, something, that something is your unit rate. So let's look at a graph. This is Damon's reading speed. In pages per day, we want to find our unit rates. So we can take either of these points that we're given. Let's use 2, 40. If I want pages per day, pages has to go on the top of my fraction. Well, this represents 40 pages. So I have 40 pages over 2 days. Now I simplify. 40 over 2 reduces to 20 over 1, or just 20. And then I label it pages per day. All right, this graph displays the data that we talked about for Keisha. What is Keisha's speed in miles per hour? Try that one. All right, you can use any set of points you want. I personally like 2, 13. So I would do 13 miles over 2 hours. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. miles per hour. Now, Acacia's speed is a unit rate. We want to find the value of r in the ordered pair 1, comma, r. It's this one given here, right there. Well, if she's traveled for 1 hour at a speed of 6.5 miles an hour, she has gone 6.5 miles. So there is the point, 1, comma, 6.5. Notice that this number is the same as my rate. 1, comma, your rate is always an ordered pair. All right, this table shows a proportional relationship between the number of minutes and the amount the customer pays for cell phone service. We are going to find the constant of proportionality. Now, in this case, we have to think to ourselves, does it make more sense to say dollars per minute or minutes per dollar? Well, dollars per minute makes more sense. So you get to pick any set of numbers. I personally like $110. So we're going to put $10, because dollars per minute made more sense, over 100 minutes. And then we're going to simplify that. That simplifies to 1/10, which is actually, as a decimal, 0.10, so 10 cents per minute. That is our constant of proportionality, just a unit rate. So find the constant of proportionality for each of these. All right, for the first one, it's a little tricky. You could do yards per blanket or blankets per yard. It's actually asking for blankets per yard. So you need to do 8 over 16, or 16 over 32, or 20 over 40, which is 0.5, or 1/2, blankets per yard. Second one, it makes more sense to say dollars per hour, so we're going to go $11 over 2 hours. That's going to be $5.50 per hour. Here's your assignment.